My son Adam's 24, best friend Carlos, 25, passed away over 2 years ago in a car accident. This loss completely devastated Adam to the point where he lost his job. They were like brothers and our family have known his family for years. So we're also very devastated over this loss. Carlos left behind his girlfriend and their now 4-year-old son. We don't know his girlfriend too well since he didn't bring her around much. They were on and off till their son was born. Adam told me he had been seeing and taking care of Carlos's family's needs, which is great. We were glad he was stepping up to make sure that Carlos's family were getting help. Adam also got a new job and we sort of had limited contact for few months. He started visiting us lately and looked different in general. He is now more calm and smiles more often and is even open to talk about Carlos without getting too emotional. I was relieved and happy for him, but last week, he contacted me and his dad and said he had something to tell us. He visited and brought Carlos's girlfriend and child with him. We had dinner and then all of a sudden he told us that he and Carlos's girlfriend have started dating and announced their engagement there. I was in shock. I didn't expect this at all. I didn't know what to say, but I felt upset and shocked mostly. Adam noticed my reaction and asked what's wrong. I told him I never expected him to get with his best friend's partner, of all people, and talked about how bad this would look to Carlos's family, who are close friends to ours. Carlos's girlfriend excused herself and her son to the bathroom and Adam and began arguing. He went on about how I upset his fiancé and that I should be supporting him, but I said that he should have told me, and that he shouldn't have got together with his best friend's partner and perhaps use her grief to get her to date him. He acted shocked and called me unbelievable. That's when I asked him to leave my house. He got up and left with them. My husband said I messed up by making a scene and reacting the way I did. I went upstairs and stayed alone for an hour. It's been days and Adam hasn't called and my husband keep trying to get me to speak to him, but I kept saying I needed time. Next story. I, 22F, and my brother, 20M, are attending different colleges, but they're both in the same city. I'm classmates with this guy, 22M. Let's call him David. He's really handsome, fit and smart, but also quiet the player. Most of my female friends have had one-night stands with him and there are rumors going around about him sleeping with half the college, including some of the teachers. So imagine my surprise when I found out that my brother started dating him. Yeah, he hasn't kept it a secret that he's bi and that he experimented with guys before, but I seriously didn't expect that my brother of all people to be his type. I seriously thought they were gonna break up pretty fast, as David doesn't seem like the type to settle down easily, but surprisingly, him and my brother are still together after over half a year. And my brother has become really annoying during this period. Pretty much all he's doing now is gush about David and act like he's the best thing since sliced bread. Not to mention how he's following him like a puppy whenever they go together to an event. Yesterday was my brother's birthday and he once again kept praising David, this time about his cooking skills. Apparently he made him a special dinner and birthday cake, which I said that seemed cheap and it's kinda worrying that his own boyfriend doesn't want to spend money on him. My brother intervened and said that he never really liked the material gifts for his birthday and he's so glad that David picked up on that and was willing to put so much effort to make his birthday truly special, which really made him hopeful about their future together. I, however, wasn't impressed and told my brother that he should hold his horses and that David isn't the type to settle down and he's probably just an experiment to him. My brother asked me what the hell I was talking about and I told him about how he used to sleep with pretty much everyone in college before they started dating and that there are even rumors about him sleeping with teachers just to keep his grades high. And considering that his grades haven't lowered since they started dating, I would be on guard around him if I was in his place. My brother went silent and pretty much stopped talking with me for the rest of the day, but at night I got a message from David telling me to stop spreading fake rumors about him and to stop trying to sabotage his relationship with my brother. However, I don't really think I was doing any of that. All I did was just warn my brother about the possibility of getting misled by David down the line, but David doesn't see things that way and thinks I'm actively trying to sabotage them. Next story. Obligatory throwaway and mobile mention. Not enough chars for TL. Doctor sorry. I was in a relationship for 10 years, not married. It was not good. 6 years ago I left and shortly after met the love of my life. After 10 years and both of us living in a smallish town with shared friends, I've tried to be amicable to my ex while severely limiting contact. I've changed a lot. I owe that to my wife's constant support and the freedom she gives me to follow my dreams and passions, something that would never have been possible with X. This last year especially has made me the happiest I've ever been because I'm a first-time father and my wife and I have really been loving parenthood. It feels like my calling. So for the first time in around 2 years I ran into my ex at the antique store. She was looking for a dress to a mutual friend's wedding my wife and I were invited to but aren't attending. So she strikes up a convo about the wedding asking if I'm going. I tell her no because things are really busy with my business and I need as much free time as I can get with my wife and kid right now. She started getting very close to me and made some weird comment about how great it was to see me like this, and how she always thought we'd get back together. I was shocked and asked her why she would ever think that because I was literally miserable with her and that she wasn't a good person or partner. She asked why I was always nice to her since if I felt that way, and I pointed out she had started dating one of my friends before our relationship was even over, so I knew she'd still be in the friend group and I chose to suck it up and not making our shitty relationship everyone else's problem, but her thought we would ever get back together is disturbing to me and laughable. She got frustrated I guess and threw the dress she was holding at me and I kind of ducked it. It landed on a rack with other clothes and I made to leave. She huffily went over and grabbed the dress where I'd let it land and the whole store, all 4 of us lol, heard the giant rip sound. Some lace think had gotten caught on a hanger or something. I just left, but then I got some FB messages from mutual friends that it was messed up I chose to dump on her and it wasn't the time or place and that she is now banned from her favorite store because she refused to pay for the ruined dress. Mostly I feel bad for the store owner, but I guess I also could have just shrugged off her comments or whatever. It felt petty to bring up after so many years, but I was just baffled someone who treated me so poorly could disrespect my wife and kid by what seemed like hitting on me and then imply I would even have such low esteem or self-respect for myself to go back to that situation, and I kind of snapped. I don't like to speak from a place of anger, so even though it was true I'm feeling guilty. Next story. Last year my dad and I, 20M, barely found each other. My mom went back to Mexico after I was born. We came back to the States when I was 7 and she didn't know how to find him. Luckily I got matched with my uncle on Ancestry DNA, who's my dad's brother, so we went from there. He never knew about this whole time and for over a year we have been catching up being in each other's lives. My dad has 2 kids with his wife. My younger brother is 8 and my sister is 3. We have hung out a lot and I love them. We get excited seeing each other. My dad says they think it's cool about having an older brother. One with a car who can take them to the park, in particular rolling on the floor laughing NGL with his wife. It's a little weird because we don't know how to address each other. Then obviously this was a surprise to her. We always say hi and small talk when we're around but don't talk too much. So in a couple months everyone in his family, like my grandparents, all my uncles and cousins on his side, want to go on a family vacation. Thing is, she doesn't want me to go with them. 'Cause it's the only tradition that's still the same from before I was around. And she knows his attention won't be fully on them if I'm there. She asked me to do her this one favor when I get to be around my dad any other day, so give her this time but don't tell him she said anything. At first I wasn't gonna tell my dad she told me all this stuff, but after telling them that I can't go he kept asking why. And then my grandparents and uncle were saying how come I can't go. They were willing to change which date to go on the vacation if I'm too busy on that day. It was really sweet, they wanted me to go, so I didn't know what else to do except tell my dad. He wasn't happy what I told him. He did say sorry for her making me feel unwelcome to go, but everyone wants me there so don't worry about that. She literally came to my place the other day to tell me she hopes I'm happy. They got into it and he doesn't want to talk to her right now because of what she did. Honestly, I never seen her that mad or sad, but she was saying it's all my fault because she thought it was a reasonable request after having to put up with me being in their lives. The thing is, yeah, I'm glad my dad and me are getting to know each other. I've never had a dad before, so now it means a lot to have this relationship with him and everyone else in the family. She's his wife, so I get it can't always be about what I want. Now because of telling him I brought up all these problems and I'm wondering if I taw for it. Next story. My wife and I have the best dog on the planet. His only toxic trait is that he loves chewing on socks and shoes. To mitigate this we have a shut the walk-in closet door every night before bed policy because sometimes he'll sneak in there. He knows it's the land of milk and honey, aka shoes and socks. The other weekend we went to a wedding and she got tipsy, understandable. It's a wedding. I got her into bed and took care of the pup, but sadly, forgot to close the closet door. He seized the opportunity to chew on a pair of her heels. My wife is trying to demand that I replace them. In the interest of keeping peace, I asked how much they cost, thinking it'd only be $100 or so. Apparently these heels cost $700 something bucks, to which I said hell to the no. That price for a pair of shoes, which I may add, she never wears. The last time I saw her wear those was pre-COVID, and for maybe 15 minutes total before she took them off because they hurt, is obscene, and we have other things we need to pay for. She's doubling down and saying that I need to replace them since they were ruined due to my negligence. I said I'd buy a pair that looks similar but within the $100 range, but she says it's not the same. I say the moral of the story is that spending $700 plus on shoes is ridiculous, and close the closet door, but that's just me.